What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day today, and I hope everyone's doing great. My name is Andrew Heishman. I'm the lead forecaster here at NWW116. So, for today's video, we'll be taking a look at the radar view as well as the models, as we do have two upcoming winter storms that we need to be paying attention to. So, we'll take a look at that as well as the Storm Prediction Center, as we do have the threat for thunderstorms across the nation. So, you guys will want to stay tuned for that as well. We'll take a look at the satellite view, and at the end of the video, we'll take a look at those National Weather Service hazards. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get on into it. Alright guys, so for today's question of the day, I am wondering, what is your favorite movie? Leave it down in the comments below and I just might heart your comment. But anyways guys, we are trying to reach 100 subscribers by January 1st, so if you guys can make that happen, that'll be greatly appreciated. You guys are honestly amazing. So if you guys aren't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as leave a like. It'll be greatly appreciated. But anyways guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and get on into it. Alright guys, so we're taking a look here at the radar view in terms of things. We do have a few things that's going on across the nation. So, we go ahead and take a look here at the upper northwest. We actually do have some rain that's falling across bits of western Washington state here. Basically, they've been dealing with a lot of rain lately, which has been leading to a lot of excessive rainfall. And this is actually due to your typical La Nina pattern that we have been seeing. So, there might be some patchy snow showers across those upper elevations, across bits of Montana. I was actually looking at radar earlier. We were actually seeing some, snow showers across bits of western Montana. And it does look like we might have a few across bits of southern Montana now. So, here's the interesting part. We actually do have a snow event that's going on across bits of northeastern North Dakota. This is actually a new clipper system which could actually deliver some snow across the upper northwest, or the upper midwest, I should say, in which we're actually going to take a look at more here in the model. So, and in terms of that, we actually do have some rain that's falling across bits of central North Dakota and 2 bits of western South Dakota. Now, we do move to the central plains. We actually do have a small little rain system that's going on across bits of eastern Kansas, moving in through bits of western and central parts of Missouri. Then we move ourselves to the northeast, where we actually do have some snow showers across bits of New York State. This is actually expected to remain for the next little bit, in which we'll actually take a look at models here in a second. So, let's go ahead and take a look here at the models, and let's see what we're dealing with in terms of the upcoming weather. Alright guys, so we're taking a look here at the North American model. This is basically your high-resolution American model. So, we do have all that rain across bits of the upper northwest, in which we've seen. And here's the thing. So, in terms of the snowfall that we're dealing with, we actually do have all that snow across the northeast. But if we take a look at the northern plains, we actually do have this clipper system that starts to drag its way more south into bits of central and northern parts of Minnesota as the sun is going down and the temperature is dropping. So, further down the line, this system will go over bits of Wisconsin, eventually maybe moving into bits of the upper state of Michigan as this thing tracks to the east. Now, we do have another area of low pressure across bits of Ontario, bits of the southern parts of Canada. This system will generally cause a lot of snow to fall across bits of the southern parts of Canada. However, maybe some snow showers might occur across bits of the northeast as this system does kind of track its way there. So, as we do start to get into the warmer sector of this system, we actually might see some rainfall across bits of New York State, maybe a little bit across bits of northern Pennsylvania, according to this model, and basically just some across bits of the upper northeast. Maybe a few snow showers might kick in across bits of northern Maine. So that's basically what we're dealing with in terms of that. So, let's go ahead and take a look here at the accumulation factor, and let's see what this model has to say about the accumulations for the system. Alrighty guys, so we're still taking a look here at the NAM 3-kilometer model. However, now we are taking a look at your 10-to-1 ratio snowfall accumulation. So, we do have that snow that's pretty much going across bits of northeastern North Dakota. Now, this clipper system will generally track its way to the east-southeast here, allowing for some snow to fall across bits of northeastern North Dakota, bits of central and northern Minnesota, as well as pretty much central and northern bits of Wisconsin. Now, we do have all that snow that's pretty much falling across bits of the mid-Atlantic and into the northeast, so, maybe some localized accumulations might occur across bits of Pennsylvania leading into New York, as you can see here. It's kind of really, kind of spotty here. So some areas might see a lot more snow than some others. But, majority for this clipper system across bits of the upper Midwest, we're dealing with maybe 1 to 3 inches of snow across bits of northern Minnesota, northeastern parts of North Dakota, as well as bits of central and northern Wisconsin. That's according to this model. So, let's go ahead and take a look here at the HRRR model, and let's see what this model has to say about the accumulation from the system. Alrighty guys, so we're taking a look here at the HRRR model. This stands for your High Resolution Rapid Refresh model. This is actually updated every single hour. So, we do have this clipper system that does impact the upper Midwest, and now this one's actually showing a bit less snowfall for bits of northeastern parts of North Dakota. However, still showing a decent amount of snowfall falling across bits of central and northern Minnesota into central and northern parts of Wisconsin. Now, in terms of accumulation, this is probably still showing around 1 to 3 inches of falling across bits of the upper Midwest, 2 bits of the northern Great Plains kind of here, as you can see. Now, in terms of the snowfall across bits of the Northeast, it really kind of varies. A lot of these models are outputting a lot of different, opinions, so it really just depends. We're just going to have to continue monitoring this over the next day, and we'll have a better idea of what we can expect for tomorrow. But there's a lot of snow showers, so this could really, really change, relatively locally, so you just keep an eye on that. So let's go ahead and take a look here at this GFS model, and let's see what we're dealing with in terms of these upcoming snow systems. Alrighty guys, so we're taking a look here at the GFS. This is basically your global forecasting system. Now, this is more of your long-range American model. So, we do have this Clipper system that does impact the northern parts of the country, as you can actually see here across bits of Minnesota, leading it through Wisconsin and maybe bits of pretty much Michigan. Maybe some snow showers across the Northeast as this system barrels through. So, here's where things get interesting. We actually do get this other winter system that does form across bits of the upper Northwest, with the area of low pressure pretty much stationed over bits of Montana. Now, this system will generally track to the east. It might cause some snow to fall across bits of North Dakota, Minnesota, eventually into bits of Wisconsin, as this system does pick up some strength, allowing for some rain to fall across bits of the southeast, Midwest, moving into the Ohio Valley, potentially allowing for, a decent amount of rainfall for some of these areas across the nation. We will actually start to get some rain across the southeast, mid-Atlantic, and eventually into the northeast. Now, here's where things really get interesting. So, the latest model actually is showing a little bit of a different story. So, before it was actually showing a lot more snow falling for bits of pretty much Iowa. Now, there is still a little bit of snow that's expected according to this model in terms of Iowa. However, a little bit less compared to these last runs. This is still an evolving event, so we still need to be monitoring this relatively closely, as a lot of things can change. So we are starting to see some rain across bits of the southeast, moving into the Midwest, as well as the pretty much the Ohio Valley. We will start to see some snow across bits of Wisconsin, bits into Michigan. And here's where things get interesting. So we actually might see some snow start to form across bits of the Northeast for a bit, pretty much bits of New York, and up for bits of the Northeast, as this system generally barrels to the Northeast, allowing for a decent amount of snowfall to fall. Now, we're not going to go over accumulations because this is still a little bit over a week away. So honestly, there is a lot that can still change. However, I will say this has been a continuous, evolving event for the last day or so. This has actually been showing a lot of support between your GFS model, your ECMWF model, as well as your GDPS model. A lot of these models have been hinting of the snowstorm. So the chances of this happening is, quite large. This is probably going to happen further down the line. However, where it's going to end up is still unknown, and how much snowfall we're going to get is still relatively unknown. So let's go ahead and take a look here at the temperatures on the surface, because I want to go ahead and touch that, as we could actually see a significant cool down here in the future. Alrighty guys, so we're taking a look here at the GFS model still. Now we're talking around 40s and 50s across much of the nation here. We do have that freezing temperatures across bits of the upper Midwest with that snow system that we are seeing, allowing for some colder air to kind of drive its way into that region. Now, further down the line, as we do start to see this area of low pressure pretty much track its way across the eastern side, this will actually allow for some freezing temperatures to go across bits of the Northeast. Now watch this. As this other winter system does form, this is actually going to drag some pretty colder temperatures across bits of the northern states, allowing for some snow accumulation to occur. Now just wait until we start to see this next system form. This is actually really going to drive those temperatures really far down into the nation. We could potentially see single digits across bits of the northern parts of Minnesota, as well as the northern parts of North Dakota, according to this model. Now, like I said, you can't take this model 100% seriously, so just kind of get an idea based off of what this is saying, allowing for a significant cool down to take place further down in the future. So I don't really like to go too far out in this model, because the more further you do go out, the more inaccurate it gets. So I want to go ahead and take a look here at one more thing in terms of what this GFS model has to say. So let's go ahead and take a look at these temperature anomalies. Alrighty guys, so we're taking a look here at the temperature anomalies in terms of things. So we're actually seeing well above average temperatures across the central and western parts of the country. Now, this is probably going to change a little bit further down the line. So further down the line, we'll actually start to see well above average, from, this is basically data from 1981 all the way through 2010. And we're actually seeing well above average temperatures across bits of the central and western parts of the country, moving into the mid-Atlantic and bits of the southeast. However, according to this time here on December 1st, according to this model, it's showing a little bit more below average across bits of the northeast. Now, what's going to happen is further down the line, this is actually going to cause the whole entire United States to be relatively above average in terms of temperatures, so a little bit more warmer than usual. But once this winter system does start to move its way through, you'll actually see that this starts to change relatively quickly. quickly as we get this pretty strong cold front that's going to be moving its way across the nation around on December 6th, as we can actually see a lot more below average temperatures across bits of the northern and central parts of the Great Plains. However, still relatively more above average across bits of the southwest, a little bit more or less below, pretty much more below average across bits of the upper northwest, and still pretty much above average across the eastern parts. But this will generally move its way into the cooler zone as this, as this cold front generally does move its way across the region. So I just wanted to go ahead and touch base on that subject. We'll be continuing to monitor that over the next few days. So let's go ahead and take a look here at the Storm Prediction Center, and let's see what we're dealing with in terms of your thunderstorm forecast. Alrighty guys, so we're taking a look here at the day 1 convective outlook in terms of things. So this is basically your thunderstorm forecast for today. So we're not really expecting any thunderstorms for today or tomorrow. So for tomorrow, for your day 2 outlook, we're not expecting any thunderstorms either. But here's the thing. When we go to our day 3 outlook, this is for your Thursday outlook. We actually do have a generalized thunderstorm risk across bits of western parts of Texas, just basically showing that, generalized thunderstorms might occur, not necessarily meaning severe. However, a few thunderstorms might break out. I just kind of wanted to touch on this subject because, over the last few days, we've not been dealing with any thunderstorms. So I want to go ahead and address what this is saying. So let's go ahead and take a look here at the satellite view, and let's see what we're dealing with in terms of the current weather across the nation. Alrighty guys, so we're taking a look here at the satellite view in terms of things. So if you look at the eastern, pretty much the central and eastern parts of the country, we are actually in infrared mode as the sun is currently setting. So across the southwest, it's actually relatively nice. We do have some ridging in place, which is allowing for some high pressure to build in, allowing for some pretty nice conditions, in terms of not really many clouds, so mostly sunny skies while the sunlight still remains. Now, we do move to the southeast as well. We actually are dealing with some relatively clear conditions as well, into the mid-Atlantic. Now, we do have the Midwest, with that little bit of a rain system that's going on across bits of eastern parts of Kansas. We do have this Clipper system that's starting to drag its way across bits of the upper plains into the upper Midwest as this system generally moves its way to the east. So there obviously is some cloud cover across the upper plains, moving in through bits of the upper northwest. Now, in terms of the northeast, we actually are still seeing some snow showers across that region, which is actually allowing for some clouds to build up across those regions. So, for pretty much the majority of the southern part of the country, it is looking relatively clear. So let's go ahead and take a look here at the National Weather Service hazards, and let's see what we're dealing with in terms of the hazards across the nation. Alright guys, so we're taking a look here at the National Weather Service hazards in terms of things. Actually, we do have a few things that's going on across the nation. So across those darker colors, pretty much for bits of northern Montana, as well as the mid-Atlantic region, basically across bits of western Virginia, as well as pretty much northeastern parts of West Virginia and western parts of Maryland, we do have some high wind watches in effect, basically showing that, heavy winds could be possible. So just stay tuned as a high wind warning might be needed. So if a high wind warning is needed, I would recommend bringing anything that you have loose inside just until that this system has been lifted. Now, we do actually have some high wind warnings in effect across bits of central and northern parts of Montana, as well as southeastern parts of pretty much Wyoming, basically just showing that high winds are expected. Now, like I said, I'd recommend bringing anything that's loose inside just until these warnings have been lifted. So, in terms of what's going on in the upper northwest, we're actually dealing with a lot of excessive rainfall. So there is actually some flood watches across bits of northwestern parts of Washington state here. So this is basically just showing that flooding is possible. So just stay tuned as flood warnings might be needed. So following that, we actually do have some winter weather advisories across bits of extreme northeastern parts of Minnesota here, as you can see kind of in this light shade blue. We actually do have another winter weather advisory across bits of central New York State, basically just showing that winter weather is expected to occur. Like I said, we've seen all those snow showers that's currently occurring. So basically just showing that, there might be some impacts in terms of winter weather. So, alrighty guys, so that's going to wrap it up for today's video. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you leave a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. You guys are honestly amazing. So like I said, we're trying to reach that 100 subscriber goal by the beginning of next year. So if you guys could, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like I said, and leave a like. It would be greatly appreciated. But anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful day today, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.